Hi, friends. It's Patrick Tinney here. I know a bunch of you are going through some horrible stuff right now with regard to uh, our sales world right now, around hiring, just around getting appointments, and there's a whole bunch of stuff. And yesterday, I actually had a few fabulous calls, by the way. I fill my days with calls. I talk to people all day long. And in this one particular case, I talked to a lady out of the Northeast United States, and she told me that she had bought Perpetual Hunger, and I said, "How's it going with the read? What do you think?" And she goes, "Pat, to be perfectly honest," she says, "I am working so hard to get appointments," and she said, "I'm working on a few different things." And so we talked, and I said, "So here's a little tip for you, and it's a causality question. And for her business, it's perfect, right?" I said, try this, implement it, and make one or two small adjustments. Start with a low risk client. You're going to love it, right? She says, "To be honest, I can't find time to read." And I paused and I said, "Oh my goodness." I said, "It's the easiest thing in the world to fix." And she said, "You're kidding." I said, "No." I said, she said, "I've got these two books, right? And these are two fabulous books, friends. I mean, I don't like to call my own work fabulous, but the reviews say everything. Just go up on Amazon, read the reviews, right?" And this book on sales negotiation, on strategy, probably the best one on the market, and this one on sales prospecting. I can't tell you how proud I am of it. It's just a really, really, really solid book. But here's the thing. I said to her, finding time to read is actually much easier than you would ever believe. And in these times when we're all struggling, it's hard out there. It's really, really tough. What you have to do is you have to arrange your life so that you make time to read. Otherwise, you don't have any new ideas. You see, one of the big problems that I see is that people trying to get deals across the finish line is they keep saying the same thing over and over again. Well, that doesn't get deals done. I'm sorry. You have every time you go in to see a client, you have to have a new idea, a new perspective, a new outlook, offering them a new future, right? So the way that you get there, or the way that I get there, is I'm reading constantly, right? I dedicate at least 40 minutes a day to reading. I have two time blocks that I use, and here's what I shared with her. First thing in the morning, you get up, you have your cornflakes or whatever it is you do, sit down with a book for 20 minutes, all right? Like your brain is, it's just going through a state of acclimation. I said, you'll be quiet, you can sit there and highlight, right? And I said, time block one more 20-minute period over lunch. You have to eat, right? Even if you're eating at your desk, you can take 20 minutes to eat your sandwich and read and highlight. It's honestly, it's almost like you're getting twice the amount of production out of eating, which sounds really strange, but you're feeding your stomach and feeding your brain at the same time, and that's the point. You see, these days, by the time we get to the end of the day, for a lot of us, we're just tired. And we have to spend time with our families. And we have to have some time with our dogger. And we have to go out and hang out with our kids and go visit our parents. And, just make sure that our lives are nice and round, right? They've got to be full and robust. But you have to keep feeding your sales brain, because if you don't do it, you're not going to have any new ideas. You're going to be playing off the same old uh, sales sheet that you've been playing off for the last 20 years. The problem is Elon Musk makes more decisions in the first hour of a day than most of you will make in a month. Now think about that. Pause. I bet you this guy reads his brains out. I'll bet you he's thinking all day long. Like, I hear this guy work 16, 18-hour days. That's what he does, right? You'd say, wow, that guy's manic. No, he gets a lot of stuff done. And here is the thing about your fullest part of your life. It's when it's all over, you look back and you say, well, what did I actually achieve? What did I get done? See, one of the things that I've been really lucky with, my life has been beautiful. If I'm if I'm being really honest with you, I've already lived two full lives. Like full lives. My life up to age 49, 50 until I retired in sales, beautiful. My life after that has been beautiful because I've gone on to create and create more content. I was also sharing with this lady yesterday about salesgorilla.com that I'm about to launch this big video portal. She's like, whoa. And I said, yeah. I said, I can't find anybody to tell me what I'm doing is wrong. So I just keep producing. And the feedback on all these videos has been insane. They're wild. Like people call and say, you're not talking. You're talking about shit nobody wants to talk about. I said, I know, because I can. I'm not afraid to, and that's been the whole impetus of my business from stage one. From the very first day, I wrote columns about stuff I knew people were afraid to talk about, and they would pull me aside and say, "Man, I can't believe you just wrote that." Oftentimes, I get the phone call and they'd say, "Just read your article. Come on in. We don't want to fill out a bunch of forms with these learning companies." Nah, we're not doing that. I just read your work. And the guy says, "You're us. Come on in." So remember those things. Implement fearlessly. Break 2 times apart a day for reading during your first 2 meals, and you'll get it done. And you will be so smart in front of customers.